When we talk about building a product, we're actually talking about another principle: social impact. At first, social impact and products might not seem to be closely related. After all, products and services are tangible offerings, while social impacts are more abstract. One you can hold in the palm of your hand and point to. One you can only hold in the confines of your mind. How are they connected? The thing about building products is that they're all making social impacts. A social impact, by the way, is something that helps people or society, and that's exactly what products were designed to do. Seems reasonable, but it's easy to forget about this concept. It's all too easy to do the things that seem good on paper, like win competitions or achieve top marks. But have you ever paused to consider, how does winning competitions and awards help society? Unless we're talking about the Nobel Peace Prize, winning first place in your local math competition is probably not going to help the people around you. Entrepreneurship and product development is all about designing with empathy. Never forget that your product, whether physical or abstract, object or service, needs to provide value to those around you by making their lives better or easier. Thus, it's important to ask yourself the right questions when building your product. What problem am I trying to solve? Is what I'm making just a gimmick, like a pet rock or a Snuggie? Or is there a genuine personal or business motivation for creating it? What am I trying to fix? That's the most important one, but some other questions also deal with the logistics and usage of the product. How frequently are people going to use my product? How difficult or easy is it to use? More of a side thing like a toy, or something that demands your full attention like an online course? Perhaps most important of all, are people willing to pay? Finding customers who are desperate and willing to pay is one of the key ingredients to creating a sensational 20% project. Now, when I say pay, I don't mean that your MVP necessarily has to be for profit. You could charge for the survival swimming workshop that we mentioned earlier, and then donate all of your profits to charity. If you learned anything from this video, it's this: do not build a product that the user does not need or want. As passionate as you may be for cheese-eating mosquitoes to raise awareness for endangered fungi in the Amazon, creating paintings and trying to sell them to your neighbors is simply not going to happen, let alone scale. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about problems. Typically, problems fall into one of two categories. We call them headache problems or heart surgery problems. What's the difference? Headache problems are those problems that people think about multiple times per day. Think about babies crying or needing help with your physics homework. Whereas heart surgery problems are intense problems that may not occur as frequently, but people are really desperate for help. For example, fixing a flat tire or college admissions. Once you can find an underlying problem and identify if it's a headache or heart surgery problem, you've struck gold. To figure out what people want, we should just ask them, right? Yes and no. Remember Henry Ford? He once famously said that if he asked what people wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Really, they were looking for a more efficient way to get from point A to point B. So he built the car. The point is, people are not great at getting to the heart of what they really want. In general, there's a deeper problem underlying what they want on the surface, and it's your job to investigate what that problem is and build the appropriate solution for it. Furthermore, another reason why asking users what they want is a problem is because they'll often ask for features, which are random bells and whistles that they want you to add to the product. Red flag, red flag, red flag. By asking for features, we're starting to detract from the spirit and most powerful aspect of the MVP, the minimalist, functional nature of it. An example of feature death, or too many features, would be if, upon learning that people wanted faster horses, Henry Ford built a more optimized horseshoe, plus better horse food, plus more aerodynamic reins, plus you get the point. The nature of features is accessory and only a rabbit hole that will lead you astray. It's important to talk to your users and determine what they really need, not want. Take these principles into mind when you start to implement your month-long project in MVP. Still focus on something personally interesting and gratifying to you, but start to expand your social impact by identifying a headache or heart surgery problem.